Hello, welcome to the 7:30 Mentorship Academy. This is a place to be. You have made a right decision to just tune in and to just listen. This is where we get inspired. This is where we get great lessons to shape us and never to leave us the same. In case you are joining us for the very first time and you wonder what goes on this Mentorship Academy, we want to remind you that every Monday, we have Reverend Walter Mwambazi talking to us on how to unleash our greatness so that we can be those great people, so that we can just unleash our potential and do our very best. At Tuesday, we have Madam Sylvia Mwansa talking about mindset and change. I think you and me will agree that we are living in a world where we just need to keep on washing the cobwebs in our head so that we can have a great mindset, so that we can have we can be positive people, we can be positive thinkers. So you just do well to join in and tune in every Tuesday. So if you want to be a person whose mindset is changed, you better just make that decision on every Tuesday. What happens on Wednesday? Wednesday, we have an open market. If you want to advertise your products, that's where we share, we bring our brands, we bring all those beautiful things that we have to offer to the world. So if you haven't done that, we want to remind you today that this is a great thing to do. Wednesday is there for you to advertise, put it on the world, put it on the market so that people can know what exactly that Namushi or Barbara or whoever has got to offer. Today is a Thursday, and we are back with our prosperity for your soul. I'll be speaking to you, but we usually have Dr. Nellie Kangwa talk to us because we need to have souls that are prospering. We need to be alive. We need to be there. So that happens every Thursday. What happens on Friday? That is where we invite Dr. Jacqueline, and this is where we want to have a good mental health. So we go back to the issues of health so that we can be a health people. And don't forget that the POD network, we are just great, and we bring good stuff for you. Today, you'll be listening to me, Namushi Mutoya. The question I want to start with is, have you found your life's purpose? Have you found your life's purpose? How do I get the sense of my purpose? So a life of purpose is the motivating aims of life. That is what makes me to get up in the morning. That is what gives me meaning. That is what gives me satisfying. It's having a reason to be alive. So in my talk today, I'll be sharing with you on how I found my mission. So I just want to say that my mission is connected to my story. And I want to say my mission is all about what I was born for, what God created me for, and what I have to offer to the world. This is also a reminder to you and me that each one of us was created for a purpose. We just don't live a life of ordinary. We need to be impactful. So who is this Namushi? I was born on May 21 in Kalabo, and I'm married, blessed with 3 children. You may be interested to know that I'm a proud mother, and I'm also a pastor's wife. Besides that, what have I done in my academic life? I am a registered nurse. I am a counselor. I am a social worker. Skill sets that I'm very, very proud of, that they combine that way. Besides that, I'm a radio and a TV presenter. I speak on a radio called Adventist World Radio. I get featured there. And then I'm also a television speaker on Hope Channel Zambia, where I present a topic called a fascinating womanhood. We want women who are fascinating. We want women who are top-notch and women who are proud to be women. Then I don't want to forget to mention that I am a literature evangelist. Who is a literature evangelist? I minister through books. So if you're interested in books, when you see me, remember that you are seeing books. So let me start talking about my story by talking about my dad. My dad is successful. He's a graduate. He is a church leader. And just as we know that our lives are usually complex, you may have one wing of your life where you are doing very well. And that such is a story with my father. And besides him being this successful person, this graduate, this church leader, he has one dark side in his life. And that is where there is a child born out of wedlock. And who is this child? This is the lady talking to you today, Namushi Mutoya. I'm born out of wedlock. That means my mother and my father were not married at the time that I was being born. And what did this mean to my young mind? This was a lot of pain. This was something that I was not proud of. Why was I not proud of it? Because I looked my neighbors. They had perfect families. They had a mother there. They had a father there. You go to school and everyone seemed to have a complete story. They will tell you about what their mother does. They'll tell you about what their father did. So that brought a lot of rejection to me. I felt I was rejected. I felt I was abused. I felt there was something wrong about my life, And to talk about my mother a little bit, my mother is not able to get married to my father because they decide at some point that they're not going to get married. And that's a story for another day. And so she gets married. And where she gets married, my stepfather says, no, it's you I loved. You can't come with your daughter. And so I'm being tossed about. I can't be, initially when I'm young, I can't be with my father. I can't be with my mother. So I find myself I'm with my grandmother for some time. This was not easy. So I had challenges with my self-esteem. I felt like, no, everyone in the world is perfect. There is something wrong with me. So I struggle a lot. And it gives me a lot of pain. And guess what? There's something beautiful to that story. And that is where my mission is born. Today, I realize that I'm not alone with a story like that one. As I counsel people, yesterday I was counseling one more person. As I counsel people, I realized that there are so many people with my similar story. When I was young, I used to feel like, well, I'm the only one. But today I realize that I'm not the only one. There are so many ladies with a similar story. And there's so many ladies that need a support system. And what does that give birth to? It gives birth to two missions, to two beautiful stories. And that is what brings in what I do, what we do. I'm saying we do because we do it with my spouse, we do it with my husband. We do what we call the Mentor Forum. I do the Women's Mentorship Program. The Women's Mentorship Program, this is a platform for a woman, every woman, 16 years and above. It is a safe space where every woman can come to share, to know that if you don't have a mother, there's a network of so many mothers. It is a place that if you feel like you are not of worthy, there's a woman to talk to you to remind you that you are important. You were born for a purpose. So that is how this vision is born, where we talk to women every Saturday, 20 to 21 hours. And we bring in different speakers that talk to us on different issues. Are you a woman struggling with parenting? We talk about issues of parenting. Are you a woman who is struggling with the issues of your career? You want to progress in your career? We bring an expert, a mentor. We call them mentors, to come and talk to you and mentor you, connect you to women that could help you. So we discussed just a few days ago, we're talking about grief and the loss of a child. It was just so interesting to see so many women talk about the pain they go through as they see their babies snatched away from them, as talking about this culture where children, babies are kind of like not considered. These ones that are the ones that are just born and maybe they die just there and then. And it's more like there's no life in them. They are not of worthy, and so they're wavered from their mothers. They are buried without without really their mothers even knowing when they are buried. That is our culture. But the women felt like that's something that needs to be changed. That is what we talk about on the women's mentorship. We bring in issues of relationship. We bring in issues of career. We talk about you having a purpose. We've featured great ladies. We've I know there's somebody familiar on this network, and that is Dr. Cynthia Kundasmaka. She's spoken to us on how to have a life of purpose. The other day we featured Madam Caro Mushota David. She was talking about digital branding and marketing. We've talked about preparing for retirement. We've talked about farming as an investment. We featured a lady called Norena. She's also speaking to us this Saturday. She was saying, do not do life alone. So as a woman, you can't do life alone. You need this network. You need women to support you. So I'm just saying, I also speak on that forum. I speak on this forum just this ended last week. We were talking about issues of premarital counseling, because we realize we have young women who do not really have mothers in their life, role models to speak to them. So that is the women's mentorship program. We've featured very many great lessons. Is it investment opportunities for women? Is it issues of peer pressure? And Madam Elime Chibende just remind us that peer pressure is not only a thing for children. Teenagers, we have the HIV, we have visit mentorship, so we do bring experts that come to talk to us. So that is one beautiful thing that the pain in my life has given birth to, the women's mentorship program. What else has it given birth to? It has given birth to Smart Love Retreats. Because remember, I felt like this relationship is not okay. I hated my family. I felt like, no, why was I not born in another family? Why should it be this way? Why can't I have, by the way, I've never seen my mom and my dad sit together, and yet they are still alive. But I've said, am I going to sit? Am I going to wallow in pain? I can arise. I can turn this pain into a ministry. And so we have what we are calling Smart Love Retreats. Smart Love Retreats is an initiative to restore relationships. It is an initiative to bring back intimacy. I thank God. God has given me a loving husband, Pastor Ephraim Mutoya Jr. And as I enjoy this relationship, looking at where I'm coming from, I don't want to enjoy it alone. So we have where we minister to couple, and our tagline is reconnect, rekindle, refresh. So we have annual retreats where couples come together, and we speak to many couples, because it is real in our life. As we talk to them with passion. My husband also has his own side of the story, which we are not talking about today. But as we have these meetings each time, we share marriage vows. We remind them that marriage is a covenant. The God destined marriage to be permanent, to be there forever, to be enjoyed, to be beautiful. And so it's been a great journey. And talking about our retreats, we've had so many couples coming. The lowest number of couples that came, we had 13 couples. And the highest number that we had is 37 couples. Talking about 37 couples, you multiply that, set 37 times 2, mathematicians, you know what that number is. And as we see these couples coming, it gives me a lot of joy. It gives me a lot of satisfaction, because we know that a life has been made to breathe easier. A marriage is being mended. A marriage is made better. And when is our next retreat? In case you are listening and you want to say, I need to attend that retreat, you are most welcome. Our retreats are full of fun. We do a lot of activities. We really believe in reconnecting, rekindling, and rejuvenating these marriages. So the next retreat is coming on August 2 to August 5, 2024. It will be in Livingstone. If you are planning to attend the retreat, please do get in touch with me, and you just make the rightful decision. And we are saying you can better your best, even when it comes to issues of relationship. what is important is to keep investing in our marriages, to keep investing in our relationship. And as we do that, by God's graces, our marriages will be better. Why is this issue of marriage so much important to me? When I look around, I realize that it's no longer an issue of Namushi alone. This is now a national issue. This is now an international issue. You need to go to our divorce statistics. That will tell you that we have a real problem. If you have a passion for relationship issues, you and I have to arise to the challenge and to make things to be better. When we see divorce rates of 22,000, when you see divorce rates of 31,000, that tells you that something is wrong. Something is wrong that needs to be made right. And so the retreats are not just for fun, but a time to make things better. And so I thank God that my life started that way. And I thank God that I'm living, I've met my purpose, I've achieved my purpose. And the Smart Love Retreats and the women's mentorship is a core to that. So under Smart Love Retreats, I also want to mention that we don't wait for the annual retreats. In fact, our vision we have now is to increase the numbers of retreats. In the past, I used to work somewhere, but because of this passion that I have, I had to step down. I had to resign, and I have chosen to go full time into ministry to try and see how Smart Love Retreat is going to go. So we can't afford to just be waiting for one time in the year to have a retreat. We are saying we want to increase the number of retreats. We are looking forward to a time where in each town we can have a retreat, because the issues of marriage breaking down is quite real. And that is what I have. It's been great. It's been a great journey to see so many couples testifying, talking about how their marriages are being made better, getting a lot of phone calls, talking a lot of testimonies. And where do we get this testimony? We also have a group where we meet with the couples every week. Every week we have a topic to talk about. This week we're talking about the angry hostile couple, just talking about how anger can affect a relationship and what can we do to overcome the anger. What can we do to overcome resentment? So we have these weekly lessons that come every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we meet different couples. You'll be interested to know that we don't charge anything. These ones are free. It's just a time to talk with the couples to make sure that everyone gets a lesson every day. Every marriage is getting a lesson every day. So this is all about my life, all about my mission. I feel I'm living my life's purpose. As I see couples getting better, it gives me so much satisfaction. So I just want to say, what is your story? What is your mission? What is your pain? So many writers have reminded us that our pain is our mission. Our pain can be turned into a mission. There could be something maybe you are struggling with and you are feeling like this is a source of pain. Why don't you turn it around? If the world gives us lemons, we can make lemonade. If it gives us a mountain, we can turn a gold mine into that. So Namushi's purpose today, Namushi's pain in his childhood, is ministering to so many women, is ministering to so many couples. You can also turn the world and make a difference in that. And for this reason, I want to just thank the POD network. I want to appreciate Dr. Nellie Kangwa for this invitation on this platform on Prosperity for Your Soul. I want to thank them for connecting me to this great network, to international presenters, to great mentors, so that we can have our stories heard out of there. We can have so many people inspired. This is a story you haven't heard of. Maybe we're doing it in the background, but today you've had an opportunity to get to listen to this story because of the POD network. I'm so proud that we've listened to the story. I just want to appreciate you for taking time to listen to the story. I want to lastly mention that We have so many links. You could visit us on the Women's Mentorship Program. My line is 09, let me give it in an international way, +260 977 341 222. I said +260 977 341 222, so that you could visit us on social media, get to see what we are doing, get to reach out and see and be part of the Women's Mentorship Program, and join us in our fun, impactful retreats, so that our marriages are surviving, are improving, are getting better every day. So this is what I had to share with you today, reminding you, like, turn your pain into mission. And that was my mission, my story. Thank you so much for.
Wow, Namushi.